Asia is the world's largest continent in the world and the birthplace of world's major religions such as Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, Shintoism, Confucianism, and Taoism, Daoism. This culturally diverse continent is composed of various regions, namely Southeast Asia, East Asia, South Asia, Central Asia, Northern Asia, and Western Asia. Despite the recognizable differences in culture, there are similarities in values, beliefs, social etiquette, religious practices, and languages that are shared by the countries in each region. The cultural diversity of the countries in the Asia has made it very enticing to the visitors. Tourist attractions, landmarks, national information, and other tourism information will be presented in this chapter. At the end of this chapter, the students are expected to 1. Identify the different regions in Asia, 2. Name the national information and tourist attractions of each country in Asia, 3. Locate each Asian country on the map, 4. Differentiate the touristic appeal of each country, and 5. Explain the cultural similarities and differences of the various regions in Asia. Asia is surrounded by the Arctic Ocean from the north, by the Pacific Ocean from the east and by the Indian Ocean from the south. Separated from Africa by Suez Canal. The Mediterranean Sea and Black Sea separate Asia from Europe. Overland border runs through the Caucasus Mountains, the Caspian Sea, the Ural River and Ural Mountains. Asia is composed of 48 countries where China is the largest country, while Maldives is the smallest country. Borneo is the biggest island, Yangtze River the longest river, and the highest mountain in Asia is the Mount Everest. There are many stories on how and when the name Asia was derived. But the story behind the name was, it originally referred to the east bank of the Aegean Sea, an area known to the Hittites as Asawa. It could have originated from an Aegean root asis, which means muddy and silty. It derived from a borrowed Semitic root asu, which means rising or light, which refers to the sunrise, Asia thus meaning eastern land. Asia would then mean the land of the sunrise. Asia is the largest of the world's continents. It covers about 30% of the Earth's land area. It also has more people than the rest of the world combined, with roughly 60% of the total population. Asia makes up the eastern portion of the Eurasian supercontinent. Europe occupies the western portion. Most geographers define Asia's western border as a zigzagging line that follows the Ural Mountains, the Caucasus Mountains, and the Caspian and Black Sea. The mountain systems, the Himalaya Mountains, extend for about 1,550 miles, separating the Indian subcontinent from the rest of Asia. The Himalayas formed about 50 million to 55 million years ago and are still growing about 2 inches every year. The Himalayas cover more than 236,000 square miles, passing through northern India and making up most of Nepal and Bhutan. The Himalayas are composed of 3 different mountain belts. The northernmost belt, known as the Great Himalayas. The belt contains 9 of the highest peaks in the world. This belt includes the tallest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. The Tian Shan mountain system stretches for about 1,500 miles, on the border between Kyrgyzstan. The highest peak in the Tian Shan is Victory Peak, which stands at 24,406 feet. Tian Shan also has more than 3,900 square miles of glaciers. The largest glacier is about 37 miles long. The Ural Mountains run for about 1,550 miles in a north-south line from Russia to Kazakhstan. The Ural Mountains are some of the world's oldest, at 250 million to 300 million years old. Average elevation is between 3,000 and 4,000 feet. Asia is home to many plateaus, areas of level high ground. The Iranian plateau covers more than 1.4 million square miles, covering most of Iran, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. The plateau is not completely flat. The highest mountain peak is Damavand, at 18,410 feet. The Deccan Plateau makes up most of the southern part of India. The Tibetan Plateau is the largest and highest area ever to exist in the history of Earth. It covers an area about half the size of the United States. The ice and snow from these glaciers feed Asia's largest rivers. About 2 billion people depend on the rivers fed by the plateau's glaciers. Plains, steppes, and deserts. The West Siberian Plain, located in central Russia, is one of the world's largest areas of flatland. The plain contains some of the world's largest swamps and floodplains. Central Asia is covered mostly by a steppe, a large area of flat grassland. Mongolia can be divided into a mountain forest zone, a dry zone, and a desert zone. The Rub al-Khali Desert covers an area larger than France. It stretches across Saudi Arabia, Oman, the United Arab Emirates and Yemen in the Middle East. It holds roughly half as much sand as Africa's Sahara Desert, even though it is 15 times smaller in size. Freshwater Lake, Baikal, located in southern Russia, is the deepest lake in the world, reaching a depth of 5,315 feet. The lake contains 20% of the world's unfrozen freshwater. It is also the world's oldest lake, 25 million years old. The Yangtze is the longest river in Asia and the third longest in the world, reaching 3,915 miles in length. The Yangtze drains 1/5 of the China's land area and is home to 1/3 of its population. The saltwater, the Persian Gulf is shallow and extremely salty. 8 Middle Eastern countries border it. The seabed contains about half of the world's oil reserves. The Sea of Okhotsk covers 611,000 square miles between the Russian mainland and the Kamchatka Peninsula. Large ice flows make winter navigation almost impossible. The Bay of Bengal is the largest bay in the world. It covers almost 839,000 square miles and borders Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, and Myanmar. Many large rivers empty into the bay, forming the largest delta in the world. Terrestrial flora and fauna. China has more flowering plant species than North and South America combined. Many flowers, like roses, most likely came from northern China. China is the likely origin of such fruit trees as peaches and oranges. Aquatic flora and fauna. Lake Baikal is a unique site. Marine life has been able to evolve for millions of years relatively undisturbed. The lake has 1,340 species of animals and 570 species of plants. The Bay of Bengal, on the Indian Ocean, is one of the world's largest tropical marine ecosystems. The bay is home to many fish, dolphins, whales, and other sea animals. Asia is the largest continent in the world. About 6 out of every 10 people on Earth live there. Asia was home to the oldest human civilizations. The human geography of Asia can be divided into two categories: cultural geography and political geography. Cultural geography includes things like art, language, and social traditions. Political geography has to do with how power is shared between governments and the people. The geographic term Asia was originally used by ancient Greeks to describe the civilizations east of their empire. Ancient Asian peoples, however, saw themselves as a varied and diverse mix of cultures, not a collective group. Today, the term Asia is used as a cultural concept, while subregion classifications describe the distinct geopolitical identities of the continent. These classifications are Western Asia, Central Asia, Southern Asia, Eastern Asia, Southeastern Asia, and Northern Asia. The geographic term Asia was originally used by ancient Greeks to describe the civilizations east of their empire. Ancient Asian peoples, however, saw themselves as a varied and diverse mix of cultures, not a collective group. Today, the term Asia is used as a cultural concept, while subregion classifications describe the distinct geopolitical identities of the continent. These classifications are Western Asia, Central Asia, Southern Asia, Eastern Asia, Southeastern Asia, and Northern Asia. The spread of religion is an important example of how cultural practices expand into distant territories through a variety of direct and indirect actions. Well-established maritime and land trade routes allowed Buddhist thought to spread to other Asian territories. Missionaries joined Buddhist merchants on their ships and caravans, carrying with them religious manuscripts and images. Southeast or Southeastern Asia consists of 11 nations, divided into peninsular Southeast or mainland and insular Southeast islands. The region was formerly known as Indochina and further India. These terms refer to the countries in the mainland Southeast Asia: Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, and Vietnam, while Philippines, Indonesia, East Timor, Malaysia, Brunei, and Singapore belong to insular Southeast Asia. Most of these nations were colonized by European countries, and the Buddhism, Islam, and Catholicism are among the major religions shared by the people in the region. Southeast Asians also show strong value of respect and courtesy, most particularly to elders, and are considered hospitable. Filipino tourists visiting Southeast Asia are given 14 to 30-day tourist visas on arrival for nationals of eligible countries at all international airports. East Asia is composed of 6 countries, including 2 special administrative regions. China is considered as the largest country, while Japan is the biggest island. Yangtze River is the longest, and the highest mountain is Mount Jade in Yushan in Taiwan. East Asia, the home of the Asia's largest country, China, and the largest desert, Gobi Desert. This subregion is composed of 6 political states such as China, Mongolia, North Korea, South Korea, Japan, and Taiwan, and 2 special administrative regions, SAR Hong Kong and Macau. Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau are countries associated with mainland China. The region's major rivers include Yellow River, Huanghe, Long River, Chanjiang, and West River, 11jiang. The countries under this region possess a rich culture. The distinct cultural and historical identity of each nation serves as the country's tourism resource. Culture may be diverse in the region, but there are shared values that are evidently practiced by the people of East Asia, such as high regard for respect specifically to those in authority and their public demeanor or public behavior. Similarities can be found in their language backgrounds and food. This region is also known as the Indian subcontinent. It comprises 8 nations including Bhutan, Bangladesh, India, Nepal, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and island countries such as Maldives and Sri Lanka. All these countries are members of the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, SAARC, an organization that was established in 1985, aiming to promote the welfare of the people in South Asia. It is the birthplace of Hinduism, Sikhism, and Buddhism. South Asian countries have varied traditions and customs. Some of the general practices of these countries are manifested in the way the people choose their dress. Modesty is the key value that they apply in their manner of dressing. Covering their heads is a common practice in the region, while it is found disrespectful to use left hand to eat and pay for things. It is also disrespectful when one does not remove his/her shoes when entering sacred places of worship. Maldives, Republic of Maldives, is an archipelago situated south of India. It is tourist destination popular for its white sand beaches and resorts. Male is the capital and the largest city, which is situated in Male Atoll. The main international gateway to the nation is the Velina International Airport, located in the island of Hulhul. It also serves as the hub of the national flag carrier. Maldivian, Q2. Dhivhi is the official language commonly spoken by Maldives, while English is often spoken, which makes it easy for the tourists to communicate. Majority of the people in Maldives are believers of Islamic faith. Western Asia or West Asia is the region situated in the westernmost part of Asia. It covers the following countries: Jordan, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Lebanon, Oman, Qatar, Kuwait, Iraq, Armenia, Iran, Turkey, Syria, United Arab Emirates, Yemen, Azerbaijan, and Georgia. It is the home of most of the popular religions in the world: Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. Jordan, Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, is named after the Jordan River. This Arab Muslim nation is famous for its historical religious sites such as Petra, also called Rose City, the country's landmark. It has been mentioned in the biblical Old Testament and has become one of the places visited in the Holy Land pilgrimage. Other pilgrimage sites include Bethany, the place where John the Baptist baptized Jesus, and Mount Nebo, which is believed to be the location where Moses saw the Promised Land. Serving food to their invited guests is Jordanians' way of showing their hospitable characteristic. The usual ingredients in their dishes are cheese, grains, yogurt, fruits, and vegetables. Lamb is the main ingredient of their traditional food called mans. Central Asia comprises 5 countries, namely Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan. It is divided into 2 subregions: 1. High mountains, comprising the countries of Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan, and 2. Flat plains, composed of Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan. These 5 stands, stan meaning place of or country, were former members of the Soviet Socialist Republic. These nations are predominantly Islamic believers. The language origin of all these countries belong to Turkic linguistic group except for Tajikistan language, Tajik or Tajiki, which has a Persian origin. Kazakhstan, or Republic of Kazakhstan, is a country in Central Asia surrounded by Russia to the north, China to the east, and Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan to the south. Astana is the capital of Kazakhstan, but the largest city is Almaty. Interesting attractions in the capital include Medio, a scenic valley, it is where the high-altitude skating rink located and Zenkof Cathedral, a unique wooden architectural structure. Flags of the different countries in Asia. Here are the different countries of Asia with their corresponding flags, capital, languages, and its people. An example is, Phnom Penh is Cambodia's capital. Situated at the confluence of three rivers, the mighty Mekong, the Bassac, and the Great Tonle Sap, what was once considered the gem of Indochina. Khmer is the official language, while English is commonly spoken in the hospitality industry and in business. A basic language spoken is Khmer Sour, means hello, that is spoken formally. Cambodia's flag colors and symbol. The meaning behind the colors and symbols of Cambodia's flag are all inspired by the country's cultural beliefs. Red is said to represent the bravery of the Cambodian nation. The color also represents the dominant religion in the country, which is Buddhism. White also represents the country's religious beliefs and the virtue of purity. The blue color is said to represent a sense of brotherhood, cooperation, and unity among the Cambodian people. Blue can also represent the royalty of the country's monarchy. Red and blue were essential colors during the era of Cambodia's Khmer Empire. The temple on the flag's center represents the Angkor Wat, a 12th century temple of great spiritual and cultural importance among Cambodians.